Should I be hearing them?
Call order. Please rise for the salute to the flag. Thank you. For roll call, let it be noted that 8 of 9 board members are present. Our president, Tina McIntyre, could not join us tonight, so she had asked me to lead the meeting for her. Number 2, executive session announcements. We had an executive session at 6:45 tonight prior to this meeting to discuss personnel issues. We have 2 presentations tonight. The first is a presentation on TSA Nationals. Mr. Seth Horry will talk about the high school TSA Club trip to national competition. TSA stands for Technology Student Association, and it is made up of students who are interested in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, also affectionately known as STEM. So, Mr. Horry, would you like to come up and give your presentation, please?
Hello, everyone. My name is Mr. Ori, in case you didn't know. I teach tech ed here at the high school. I was here last in front of you for the regional competition, and now I come back after our state and national competition. We took 13 students to the state competition in Seven Springs, PA. We had a lot of fun. We met a lot of new people and did pretty well. Behind me, you can see the 3 winners of our state competition. So in 3rd place at states, Joey and Jocelyn got 3rd place in forensic science. So that's them. And Lauren took 1st place in the state of Pennsylvania for photography. So. Yeah, that was pretty amazing. Those wins qualified these 3 students to go to the national competition. So the national competition was held in Orlando, Florida. There was over 9,000 people there. So these are people who won at the regional competition, won at the state competition, and made it to nationals from all over the country and a couple different other countries. They competed at 7 events at the national competition. They competed in board game design, forensic science, on-demand video, photographic technology, structural design and engineering, tech bowl, and technology problem solving. There was a lot of successes. There was some hard failures, but that's okay. We learned, right? And I am so proud to tell you that we have won 1st place at nationals for forensic science. So give them. It is an incredible achievement. I was lucky enough to compete in high school myself, and I know how much it meant to me, and I am just so thrilled that we're able to provide students this opportunity. I am so proud of them. Some shout outs to people, Mr. R, who is our forensics teacher. He did a great job with them. Mr. Ansbach, Dr. Smith, the board, you guys, for supporting us, the parents and families, who some of them traveled with us. Kate, who I upgraded to my fiance, which is awesome. She's watching somewhere, thank you. We are already started for next year, so we're hoping to go to states again, go to regional states, and hopefully nationals next year. But that's it for me. What I want to do is turn it over to these three. They each want to talk about 30 seconds to a minute about their experiences. I think Joey's going to go first. Good luck.
All right, so first of all, thank you guys for funding this competition and taking us to Florida. But I would like to say that I think this competition is a very beneficial experience for all students because it puts you in a academic and competitive environment that you won't get into in any other way in school. And also you get to meet other like-minded people and talk and make connections. So I think overall it's just a very valuable experience that a lot can be learned from. And I want as many students from the school to go to nationals as they can. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn. By winning at nationals, I was given the opportunity to get several shadowings and internships by many different forensic agencies, which is really exciting. And I wanted to thank Mr. R especially, because he literally taught me everything. And Mr. Horry for telling us where to go and what to do and all the technical stuff. And yeah, you guys for funding everything. It was amazing. I could never have another experience like it unless I go this year. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I just want to say thank you so much for being super supportive. This was the first year we had ever brought TSA to the school, thanks to Mr. Horry. And being able to go through regionals and states and then to the national level was really important for us. I think the biggest part about it for me was being able to meet students from all around the world, from people who came with us from winning states in Pennsylvania and all over the country, and being able to meet them and share our experiences, because some schools have TSA in middle school. They've been doing this for 6, 7 years, and this was only our first year, and being able to make it to nationals was a really big deal, and we hope to do that again this year. So just thank you so much for all the support, and for my dad for teaching me about photography. You're the best. So thank you.
That's the end of our presentation. Do you guys have any questions for them?
We're all
Juniors. Yeah, so you got 2 more years for them. So, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Can I get a picture? Picture? Sure.
Joey, Jocelyn, and Lauren, on behalf of the board, congratulations to the three of you. You know, we can go through school and just go to classes and graduate and go on with our lives. But to choose to volunteer for a club, to take that time to stand up, to spend the extra work, and then to compete adds additional value to your growth and to your lives and touches the future. Not everybody does that. And I think having done that, you have to look at that and say it's a different experience than had you just stayed in the classes. It shows your passion, it shows your initiative. Keep it going. On behalf of the board, the world needs more people with that kind of passion and that kind of initiative. So congratulations to you and thank you. The next presentation is an update on our West Elementary School projects, and to give that update is Michael Lang and Ed Dahl.
Thank you, folks. Thanks for having us back.
I'm Mike Lang. This is Ed Dahl. He's passing out the presentation. We've got a short update on the work that we've completed here in the district. A small job that was completed the summer of last summer, and then the big awesome project at West Elementary School. A few of the board members were able to tour the facility at 5 p.m. tonight with our team and got a firsthand look. But Ed's got a presentation with some pictures and some descriptions of some of the work that was done, but I'll turn it over to him to give the update.
Good evening, everyone. If you want to flip to the next slide. So I'm going to actually start with work order 1. The West Pottsgrove renovations is part of the work order 2. But if you remember, we did a lighting upgrades project at Ringing Rocks last fall, as well as a window replacement in the music room at the middle school. So this is really the final update here. Those projects are complete. All closeout documentation has been turned over to Pottsgrove, Casey, and his staff. And then the district recently received their PICO rebate check of a little over $26,000 for the lighting upgrades that were completed at Ring and Rocks. You can go to the next slide, please. And now moving on to work order 2. So this was the West Pottsgrove renovation, and there's also this other piece that I'll explain on the district-wide controls upgrade. So Mike and I were here last year to speak about the projects and the renovation, and the different project options. So West Pottsgrove was constructed this summer, the renovation. It was really a ceiling up renovation, so a lot of infrastructure upgrades there, a lot of HVAC upgrades, which includes a new geothermal system. So it might be a little hard to see, but there's a solar, an image taken from a drone, and you can see and if you that image there where the brown field is shown, that's where the wells are. There's 44 wells that are drilled to 500 feet deep that serve to cool and heat the building. In a couple slides, you'll actually see the grass growth that's happened since those wells were drilled. There's ceiling replacements throughout the building. For electrical, the generator was replaced. Fire protection, not the entire building was previously sprinklered. This building was constructed in phases. Previously, there was a 1980 section and then a 1996 section. The building is now fully sprinklered everywhere. And then there was miscellaneous envelope repair, some new flashings provided at windows, and just envelope improvements provided throughout the building. And then the other big piece is the roof replacement. So, at the completion of this roof replacement, all the district's facilities now have new white TPA roofs installed. So the progress there, so the work is substantially complete. The ongoing work that we're still working on is just punch list items. The big item, if you drive by the schools, you'll notice the gym, there's a barrel metal roof. That work is ongoing. The metal roof is currently removed there with a membrane put down, and and the new metal roof is going to be installed next week. We're commissioning the HVAC systems, which really just means fine-tuning and optimizing the controls of all those new units that have been installed throughout the building. Punch list items, then we'll provide owner training on all the new equipment, providing closeout documentation so that the district has record documents of all the work that occurred. And then the last piece here is the district-wide controls upgrade. So as part of this summer project, we're providing the district with a new control system for Casey and his staff to look on and see the operation of not just West Pottsgrove, but all the facilities in the school district. So if you move on to the next slide, you'll see some photos of the work. On the upper left image there, we walked this room when we did the tour. It's a new pumps room. That's where the geothermal pipes come into the building, so they come from that field or routed underground and then enter the building there. The new generator is now located outside of the building. If you look on the right side of the page, the top image is what previously served the classrooms. There was an old unit ventilator that sat on the floor. That unit ventilator was removed, and the new unit is actually above the ceiling. So in its place where that old unit ventilator was, we actually put new casework, so a lot more storage. And additionally, some feedback we're getting from the staff is that with the unit locating above the room, it's a lot quieter and a lot better learning environment. And then some other pictures, some new cafeteria ductwork that was installed, and some panels as well. And then this next piece kind of focuses on the envelope upgrades, and the geothermal. So that first image we provided, you can see a lot of brown and dirt, and the image there on the upper left, you can see a lot more grass has grown. So that field has recently been reseeded again, about 6 weeks until it can be mowed, and then it can be used as it was prior to the wells being drilled. The second image on the top there in the middle, that was some of the work that was done for the envelope upgrade. So new through the wall flashing was provided to provide a better seal, and then drip edges were installed for windows. New caulking was provided throughout the entire envelope of the building. New expansion joints installed, and then on the top right image there, you can see the old ballasted roof with the stones there, and then the bottom right image shows the new white TPA roof that was installed over the flat surface. Yeah. Any questions? That was just kind of.
Yeah, and just to kind of wrap up as well, this all happened this summer. Like, all that work happened this summer in like 2.5 months. So it was a really tight timeline. It was finished on time, on budget, and there are absolutely zero change orders. So this was a really, really good project for us, for you. Unless you drove by, you probably didn't even notice it was happening, and poof, it's done. So we're really happy, we're really excited about the job. I think most of the folks here are as well. It's really a good job for us and for you. So we're happy to have been part of it, and hopefully look to do some more work with you folks at some of the other facilities too. So yeah, with that, just any questions, we're here.
Taking the tour, a couple of us took the tour tonight. I was really impressed with everything you've done in a little bit of time. It's amazing. And seeing the new generator, when you get to see how that all works. So good job, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
Next on the agenda is public comment, and a reminder here that we have 2 public comment sessions. This first one is limited to just comments on items that are currently on tonight's agenda. Is there any public comment, either in the room or online? None at all. Let's move on then to student representative report. Our senior student rep, Cecilia Olak, is with us tonight. Seems like yesterday you were just a junior, and now here it is, your last year. With Cecilia tonight, although not in person, is our newest student representative, Adam Schwalst. Adam is our junior student representative, and he's joining us tonight. I hope he's online from Ireland. He is here. So Adam, while we can't see you, welcome to the Pottsgrove board, and hope you're enjoying yourself in Ireland. And Cecilia, I think you are starting.
So the most significant thing so far has definitely been our football games, really involving the community. We first started with military night, which invited first responders, veterans, current military, etc., to be honored at the game. My grandfather, Frank Strunk, who is a veteran, was there, and I got to walk with him down the track, which is very special for me. They were the co-captains for the game, and we did win that game 27-7, so that was a great game, a great opening for us. Youth night was very fun as well. We didn't get to do it last year because of rain, but this year there was over 250 kids on the field at the same time, which was craziness, but it was also really fun. The cheer team got to practice with the 6th graders, which is also great because we got to really show them what it was like to be in a high school cheerleader, and we got to stunt with them, which was cool. They're really advanced for how young they are. They do half the stuff we do, so they're really good. Shout out to their coaches. They're really clean, too. I'd like to shout out my sister, Anya Olak, and Grace Whitegold. They're both sophomores for becoming the football managers this year. We haven't done that in a long time. They both learned how to use complex camera equipment, and they fly the drone at all practices and games. The football players call them their clips. So, yes, they go to every after-school practice, summer practices, scrimmages, and all games. And a quote from Bill Hawthorne was, "These girls have saved me hours and hours of work." So it's going great for them. Personally, I really, really love senior privilege. I really do love it. Being able to go to Monco in the morning and having that experience of actually going to a college is really nice, and it really teaches you what it's going to be like once you leave here, which is really cool. It also teaches you how to manage your freedom. It's hard to get carried away with being able to come to school 3 hours late and leaving early, so it really is teaching me like what it's going to be like as soon as I leave here. So I really appreciate the opportunity as a senior. And you probably see on my report I have many sports shout outs. The one I'd really like to mention was Elsa Lucas. She's doing very good on the cross country team. She's won first in a couple of runs, and Miss Rowager is looking for runners. So if you want to run cross country, she's looking. And that's really all I have for me. It's going great so far.
Thank you, Cecilia. And Adam, you're with us?
Yes, I'm here.
What time is it where you are in Ireland, Adam?
It is currently 12:24 midnight.
Oh, and you're usually up at this time, Adam?
No.
No? Thank you for being here. Would you like to give your
Yeah, no
report to the board?
Yeah, my report was a lot less optimistic, so I'm sorry about that. But I was interviewing a couple students, and a lot of them were complaining about the summer work. They were having a lot of trouble finding it. And for example, um, Miss Wilcox, sorry, blanked on her name. It's really late. Um, Miss Wilcox had summer work. She had 3 essays that the not AP seminar, AP English language students needed to write over the summer, which were not advertised anywhere. And a lot of the students just didn't even know. There were probably a total of like 6 students that had the knowledge that they were supposed to write the essay. So that has become a problem. I don't know if it's possible to just like change the website in a way that makes it more advertised, but that could help out. I've noticed that a lot of the schools around our Tri-County district have debate teams, and I haven't seen us instituting any. So I feel like just laying down the bricks for that now, like if you are in support of that, I could get like a group together, get a teacher possibly, and try to assemble that. I think that would be very great. And I had this idea a while ago. That's kind of why I wanted to run for junior rep, but I call it Student Congress. It's just the name for now. But I want students to get more involved in student and school government policy making. I want them to formulate ideas for clubs and come up with ideas to better the student body so that they can give us a more diverse look into the student section. I think their inclusion in decision making would be very helpful, and a lot of students, like Joey Kaczynski said earlier, there's a lot of academic opportunities that they can't achieve just in school. So outside of school, on perhaps even a political spectrum, it could be more intriguing for a lot of students. And from what I've heard, mentioning it to my fellow peers, they have seemed very intrigued. I have had a lot of complaints about music being banned in study halls and art classes. And I did a little bit of digging into the Pennsylvania state law, and I'm pretty sure, not totally sure, not completely sure, but I'm pretty sure that it is up to the school district on that perception of music. So I could again gather more intel on that, but I do think that should be allowed because I have had a lot of complaints from students about that. And I've gotten a couple ideas from students that I put a poll out Mason McClellan offered that juniors have what's basically junior privilege if they have their license and a senior parking spot, whereas they can come late first period if they have a study hall or leave early seventh period if they have a study hall. And my message from last year before I was nominated for this position, and thank you, was to relieve stress on students. And I think that so long as a student has their grades in check, their focus in check, they are an academic weapon. I think that if they provide proof that they have possibly divorced parents, separate housing addresses that they need to drive to, get caught up in traffic, like Bryce Kemp's, for example, he has struggles coming to school. He has a 40-minute car drive from his dad's house, like probably 3 days a week. And he makes it here on time, but like if he's late, is that really his fault? So I kind of want to look out for them, and that's kind of all I have on my agenda. I know that it's all over the place, but I just wanted to highlight these things, at least in the first meeting.
Thank you, Adam. We appreciate your comments, and I hope you enjoy your remainder of time in Ireland. Cecilia and Adam, welcome back to school. Welcome back to the Pottsgrove School Board, and the board and I look forward to the differences, to the successes you can have, and to help make this be the best school district that it can be in the coming years. So thank you for your ongoing contributions. Any questions of either of them? Next on the agenda then is the report of our superintendent, Dr. David Finnerty. Dr. Finnerty.
Just one thing to report this evening. We once again have partnered with a Giant Pharmacy to offer flu and COVID-19 vaccinations at our high school campus. The clinic will occur on Thursday, October 17th from 3:30 to 7 p.m. And there are additional details and a registration link available on our website. And that is all I have to report this evening.
Thank you. Next is approval of the board action minutes. Is there a motion?
Yes, I would like to make a motion, the approval of minutes. We approve 7.1 and 7.2.
We have a motion to approve 7.1 and 7.2 monthly board action minutes. Is there a second? Motion and second. Any discussion? No discussion. Those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. Number 8, receiving of accounts for audit.
I'd like to make a motion. We approve August 2024 high school, middle school accounts as presented.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second to approve the receiving of accounts for audit for August 2024. Any discussion? If no discussion, those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. Number 9, granting of orders for August 2024.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the payment of invoices in the amount of $10,169,710.95 for August 2024 as presented.
So motion and a second to approve the granting of orders for August 2024. Any discussion? No discussion. Those approved say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Approval of the granting of orders. Number 10, action items, personnel.
I have 11.1. Is that where we're at?
Yes. Yeah, we're at 10.1. Action item personnel's. The treasurer report we're going to present in September 24th.
So do we want to take these one by one, or is there a,
I'd like to make a motion, we approve 10.1 by itself.
a motion and a second to approve 10.1, the performance and salary approval for our superintendent, Dr. David Finnerty. It's been motion and second. Any discussion?
I just wanted to say I will be voting no.
And the same, so, voting no.
Yeah, I also want to thank you for your leadership, the direction you're giving to this district, and congratulate you for the past year. Anything else?
I would like to say congratulations. Everything I would have expected is here with us, and I'm really excited for it. Thank you, Dr. Finnerty.
I wanted to second Patty's comment. I think that this has been a very great year for the district under your leadership.
Any other discussion? So we're at action item 10.1, performance rating for our superintendent. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no? No. The ayes have it. 10.2.
I'd like to make a motion, we approve 10.2.
There is a motion for 10.2. Is there a second? Motion and a second to approve 10.2 miscellaneous appointments. Any discussion?
Yes, if I may, I'd like to call attention in motion in action item 10.2. One of the items is the approval of Ms. Shadeen Kleinfelter as our senior communications specialist. And I'd like to point out that Shadeen is here with us tonight, over there. So you'll be voting on her appointment today. We are very excited and just blown away with what we learned about her through the interview process and what we learned about from her references. So we're very pleased to present her for your approval. Shadeen, would you be okay coming to and just telling a little bit about yourself? Right.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. As Dr. Finnerty said, my name is Shadeen Kleinfelter. I come with a few years' experience in communications in a school district, as well as administrative assistant. And I'm excited to join the Pottsgrove team as the communications specialist and share stories and positive things like these students winning the TSA awards. So thank you all for your support, and I'm excited to get started.
Welcome, Shadeen.
Shadeen, are you any relation to our own Christina Kleinfelter here? Okay. It's not a super common last name, so, you know, if it was Jones, I'd let you go, but, you know.
Next on the agenda is 10.3, professional staff. Oh, my bad. We are back to 10.2, miscellaneous appointments. We have 2 appointments there. Any discussion? So I do believe we do have a recommendation in a second. We got that? Yep. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Now we move to 10.3, professional staff appointments.
I'd like to make a motion, we approve 10.3 through 10.8.
If I could just, before we make that motion, we do need to amend 10.5 to remove Danielle Barnes.
So we need a motion to remove Danielle Barnes.
I'd like to make that motion.
Motion and second to remove Danielle Barnes. Any discussion? Those approve? Those that don't approve, say no. Motion is approved to remove Danielle Barnes. Now let's go back to our 10, we're at 10.3, professional staff. 10.3 through 10.8. Motion and a second to approve 10.3 through 10.8. Any discussion?
I just would like to say something. I know these are all supplementals for different clubs and all, and I am just so thrilled we do this because we get the kids involved. I know these coaches and directors, they're not there for the money. They get a little bit, but I just like to thank every one of them for just giving their time to help us make better for our kids.
Any other discussion? 10.3 through 10.8. If no discussion, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Ayes have it. Moving to 10.9, supplemental staff athletic appointments.
Motion approved 10.9 supplementals, or staff athletic appointments.
10.9. Yep. A second? Motion and second to approve 10.9 supplemental staff athletic appointments. Discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. 10.9 is approved. Moves us to 10.10, world language teaching, German.
I'd like to make a motion, we approve 10.10 through 10.12.
Motion and a second to approve 10.10, world language, 10.11, classified miscellaneous secretarial performance appraisal adjustment, and 10.12, wellness coordinator, champions, and job descriptions. Any discussions on 10, 10.10, 10.11, or 10.12? If no discussion, those in favor say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, no? Ayes have it. The motion 10.10, 10.11, 10.12 are approved. Moves us to action items business, number 11. 11.1, Pottstown Area Health and Wellness Foundation Grant Acceptance.
I'd like to make a motion, we combine 11.1 along with 11.2.
Motion to combine the two, and you're saying approval also, not just to combine with the motion. Motion to approve 11.1, 11.2, and a second. Any discussion?
I would just like to give a shout out to the Pottstown Area Health and Wellness Foundation. They are absolutely amazing, what they do for all of our community. They're actually helping us with, that's where we got our first grant for Adventure Grove, so we have to thank them.
Any other discussion? So we have a motion and a second to approve 11.1 and 11.2. Is that correct? Those approve, yay? Yes. Disagree, no? The motion passes. Moves us to action item number 12, education, mentor teachers, 12.1.
I'd like to make a motion, we approve 12.1 through 12.3.
We have a motion and a second to approve 12.1, mentor teachers, 12.2, student teacher support program, and 12.3, conference attendance for intensive skills training for students with emotional behavioral disabilities. Any discussion?
Actually, I was just going to ask if maybe a bit of a little bit more input or a little bit more information on the student teacher support program, because it sounds to me like something that might influence some of our students in possibly becoming teachers.
Yes. So this is an item that Mr. Vore has been spearheading. It is a state initiative, again, designed in the larger initiative to get more teachers into the pipeline. So this item in particular allows us to move forward and take the next step. This does not commit the district to anything, but should we find qualified student teachers, this would allow us to kind of enter those agreements and to actually accept the compensation to pay them.
I noticed that there is requirements like a 3.0 in GPA in college, but beyond that, it's at our discretion to choose which of the student teachers, or is it an all or nothing as long as they meet the requirements?
That's a question I'm probably going to have to get back to you on. This is a brand-new program. This is the first step in it. Over the past, I would say 18 months, Mr. Voorhees and Mrs. Thompson have been working with a number of different colleges to kind of nurture stronger relationships so that we become a desired placement for student teachers. And that's shown, that's borne fruit already. How this program actually works, we're kind of all in a wait and see.
So given that discussion, the motion and second is on the floor to approve 12.1 mentor teachers, 12.2 student teacher support program, and 12.3 conference attendance for intensive skills training for students with emotional behavioral disorders. Those in any further discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Ayes have it, the motion passes. Moves us to item number 13. Montgomery County Intermediate Unit Update. This is the first time our board member, Anik Ruiz-Brown, is reporting on the MCIU with that responsibility. Anik?
So, hello everyone. It was very exciting to go to this event for the first time. I guess I'll just dive right into what occurred during the meeting. They welcomed me and another school board member from PV as new MCIU board members. The gentleman from PV is Robert Lidgett. They also, additionally, I sent everyone a copy of the notes and a copy of the consolidated budget for you guys to peruse it, see if you have any questions or anything like that. There was a lot of information. I think it was like 100 pages long. It was a very long night. Started out going over a presentation for the consolidated budget. That took a lot of time. There was a lot of information in there, a lot of new information. At least for someone new on the board, it was a lot to digest. But it was very fascinating information. A lot of programs that MCIU does. There's a lot out there that it's not common knowledge. And I actually encourage everyone to go to mciu.org and look through the site, look at the services that are offered there, just to see how amazing it is for our community. So we basically discussed updates on programs like early intervention, Head Start, pre-K counts. They approved several grants, including Project Aware grant. That's a mental health focused grant program aimed at increasing awareness and support in school. There was also a new one called Find Your Grind. That one was kind of interesting, but it's a career exploration program that helps students discover career paths based on their interests. We reviewed service agreements, technology support, approval of development contracts with multiple school districts, and just got to know each other. And, for the start of the school year, it was very overwhelming, but in a very good way. I just so surprised how much is done in that program, in the MCIU. It's very amazing. And I hope to be able to maybe spotlight one program, just 1 or 2 minutes to talk on it every meeting, if that's okay, just to let the public know, let you guys know. That's it.
Thank you, Anik. And board members, Anik did send us email with the full agenda, so you've probably gotten that. If you didn't, it should be in your email. Patty. Next on the agenda is is an update of the Western Montgomery Career and Technology Center Joint Operating Committee meeting, which happened last night, September 9, at 5 p.m. by Zoom. It was a Zoom meeting. The administrative director of the center, Dave Livengood, shared his goals for the coming school year. Board members, a copy of those goals are attached on the backside of the sheet that I just passed out to you. Two major focus areas here. One is to create a capital improvement fund for the center. They've not had one and have been hamstrung really by inability to pay for capital improvements because it's not there, so we want to do something about that. And then secondly, to find a solution to increasing student population at the Western Montgomery and Technical Center, which is long overdue. For me, it was good to see these two goals in the focus, and I especially want to congratulate the board members here, each of you. Your voices have been heard, especially around increasing attendance. So I very much, because I sit on the JOC, I very much appreciate you speaking up in terms of that support. We've at least turned it into a goal now, along with the other two districts who go there to the Western Center. And hopefully, we will see positive movement in the coming school year about what will be done there. Mr. Levengood also announced the WMCTC staff are being trained in ALICE, which is intruder training. ALICE stands for Alert, Lockdown, Inform, Counter, and Evacuate. It's been a while since they've done the training, but it is good to see that it's on the forefront of their minds. You only need to look at the news to see the happenings going on in schools, and to have administration staff best prepared is a good thing to do. Business manager Donner Wilson announced that the center, the Western Center, is preparing for an audit beginning in October. The policy committee presented 4 policies for first reading. Policy 000 on procedure and administrative regulations, 001, names and classifications, 002, authority and powers, and policy 249, bullying and cyberbullying. If you're interested in detail in any of those, you can just see either me or Patty or Chuck, and we can do that, but they're looking at policy. What we're trying to do is compare that policy with Pottsgrove policy, because there's mutual learning that can go on there. If there are differences between the two, it may be something they want to add, or it may be something we want to detract from the policy, just to try and create that sync between the Western Center and the 3 sending districts. Other actions, the Joint Operating Committee approved the Western Center Health and Safety Plan, also approved the purchase of a 2024 Sienna XLE van, which is a hybrid van, gas and electric. It will be used for 2 purposes. First is to transport students and staff to field trips and conferences. And secondly, they're going hybrid, while it's a bit more costly, to provide a vehicle that the students in the automotive technology program can use to train them to operate on hybrid vehicles, which I think is very nice thinking. They have something there that has direct utility in moving people around, but also educational utility in the further development of the students who are working primarily on gas engine cars. Of note is that the vehicle was bought by a workforce grant, which the administrative director got, a $50,000 grant. The vehicle cost $50,445, which means that the cost coming out of the Western Center budget is $445. So there was grant money to support that, and it's especially interesting that it goes to help further student development, not just move people around. Lastly, I encourage each of the board members here. The Western Center is really trying to increasingly enhance their communication. And the principal there, Craig Robinson, has started doing a weekly newsletter. If you go on to the Western Center website, there's a place where you can click. You can see all of the past newsletters as well as the current one if you want to keep up with the happenings. We were going to print that out and bring it here. Craig has added a lot of pictures, and it's attractive, I guess, which made it difficult for me to print and also lengthy. So I encourage you to go on the Western Center website and take a look at their newsletters to see the activities that are going on there. The next meeting of the Joint Operating Committee is Monday, October 7th at 7 p.m. Chuck and Patty, as well as I, sit on this Joint Operating Committee. Chuck and Patty, any additions or things you want to say about the board meeting or anything at the Western Center?
I'm just really thrilled with the newsletter. We did it before COVID, but it's one of those things, when I first came on the board, it was that school over there. Here at Pottsgrove, we never knew anything that was going over there. So the administrators over there are really working hard to break that down and communicate to us. So as we do receive the newsletters, we will forward them to our board. So you can keep in touch with all the activities that's going on there.
Just curious, why don't they just send them to all of us? Add every board member from all 3 schools to their mailing list. That just kind of makes sense.
Actually, I can follow up with Dave there. Dave's is easier to send because it's in a Word format that he sends out. He does that bi-weekly, and it's really a JOC update, but there's no reason it can't go to all board members, and we will ask that of Dave. The principal newsletter is not something, in my opinion, that is easily sendable. Those who are more technology savvy than me, take a look at it on the website, the way it's constructed. There is a link right on the Western Center website. So in essence, it is sent to everyone. All you have to do is click on Western Montgomery Career and Technology Center, and there's a little place there that says monthly newsletters. Dr. Finnerty is looking at that. If you click on one, you see what I mean by it's not just a Word document.
I believe it's a SMORE newsletter, so you subscribe to it, right? Yes.
Well, those used to get sent to us all the time. Literally, the high school newsletter for years was a SMORE. And I think middle school too, or one of them. I think actually West. I think it was Terry Kohler that used SMORE also. I believe. Could be wrong.
Yeah, is there an action you want somebody to take here, Ashley? I mean, it's, for me, Dr. Finnerty is seeing that there is a link you can copy and send. It's just as easy, in my opinion, for people to go to the website and pick it up.
If I have to go on the website, it's not happening. If it ends up in my email box,
And it's a constant reminder to,
right.
to see it and read it. It's the whole point of newsletters. They come to you. So.
All right, that's something we can do. We can just talk among the 3 of us in terms of responsibility in sending that, both Dave's letter and the principal newsletter. All right.
Those important things we want you to know what's going on like we do.
Excellent. All right. Any other questions on JOC? That moves us to item number 15, new business. So if we just go around the horn here and start with Chuck, any new business? Thank you, Chuck. Tanya? Sounds like Chuck. Anik? No? Patty?
One thing that I've noticed, and now that we're back in school, I just want to remind everybody to be extra careful and respect our school buses and watch your speed limits. Don't try to pass school buses. I saw that twice. And just safety of our kids, most important. That's all.
Thank you, Patty. Ashley?
Nothing here.
Thank you. Bill? Nope. Jim?
I actually do. Whoa. I know. I've got 2 things, which actually both relate to the, well, not to you, but to the student reps' reports. One was Adam had made a comment about the AP classes, and I'm not quite sure about I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it's AP Literature or AP Language, which one it was with the essays, but I mean, my understanding is that she started teaching, you found out about teaching class late in the summer, so that could be part of it, but there's always, it would be helpful to have something uniform to make it easy, but at the same point, the AP exams or AP classes are supposed to be an entry into college, so I mean, the way I would look at it is it should be up to the students to really find that information out. Now, that's a case where you don't necessarily need a newsletter, a bit like to actually reach out, for that information. So I would try to put the burden on the students because it's the whole idea is this is what it's like in college. Have at it. So there's that for that. The other one was that Cecilia in her portion on here had mentioned a comment actually from your granddaughter Jana about issues with some sites being blocked, and you showed me as well. Yeah. Is there, so I know whenever, so this is a question to you, Jeff. Sorry, like all of a sudden you're like, wake up. Whenever students get to a site where there is a block, and I realize that they're there for a reason in most cases, but sometimes it's more of a blanket, and there are certain ones that can be okayed. Is there a straight like protocol that they can follow to, like I need something from this site, and this site is legitimate, but it's never been approved yet. There's steps that they can take to make that happen.
Sure. Do you want me to come up?
Or yell from there, doesn't matter to me.
Sure, come on up.
So the students, if really with any technology issue, including filtering issues, they can either through a teacher submit a ticket, and they also have the ability now to submit tickets themselves for these kinds of issues. Typically, the tickets we get from students is going to be hardware related, but they can add a filter question. Yeah, our help desk system allows for student tickets. So the protocol typically is, if it's a filter issue, that's a curriculum question first. So I will have a discussion with the curriculum folks, either the principal of the building or Mr. Voris, and we'll make a determination based on, is it educationally viable, et cetera, et cetera. We recently shifted to a new filter, so that brings a host of little difficulties along the way in terms of matching what we used to have and bringing, making sure that everyone gets the same kind of access. So fortunately or unfortunately, we kind of find those problems along the way. I will remind everyone too that the internet is the Wild West, and as proactive as we attempt to be, we can't be. So filtering happens on two levels. First, by category. So the internet is broken up into several different categories, and so we filter first by that. If a site enters that category unbeknownst to us or by mistake, and it's blocked, and we block that category, it will get blocked. So then that's something we don't know ahead of time, and unfortunately, it's only until you arrive at that site or attempt to arrive at that site that we know that there's been a block, and we have to make an accommodation for that. The second level is we outright white or allow whitelist things or block things that we know are absolutely a no-no. And our acceptable use policy makes it pretty clear that, we have to remain compliant with state and federal law. And we are dealing with minors, so we have to account for that as well. So it's all of those factors that kind of come into play when, a student or a teacher or a staff member arrives at a site that, either they had access to last year and, absolutely, let's make that available to you. Or it gives us pause to question, well, yes, maybe you did, but should you have? So that's kind of how that process works.
Yeah. So just that way, so if the students are having these questions, it's not like
yeah, absolutely.
This way might
sure.
At least cut down on some of the questions that.
Yeah, and I know there was a question that had come up earlier about the music. So and YouTube was a big question, I think, at the high school the past few weeks. So I'll just mention really quickly, in addition to us rolling out the new filter, Google actually made some changes to the way they control YouTube. So it was a coincidence that happened, and they gave us actually more controls and things over YouTube. But the default setting for them is to restrict everything, and then we have to discover that they made the change, go into our control, our admin control, and then set everything back to the way it was. So we had a little bit of that too. So internet is fun. Any other questions? Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Jeff, thank you. Is there any other new business? If none, moving on to item 16, public comment. This is our second public comment of the night. Is there any public comment either in the room or online? Anything in the room? Given that there's no public comment, is there a motion to adjourn? So moved. Second? Moved and second to adjourn. Any discussion? Those in favor? Aye. Oppose? We're adjourned.